Hello everyone, thank you for being here for another pick-a-card reading. Today's reading is going to be based off of an idea that I had for last week's reading, which kind of inspired me for this reading as well. Last week's was based off of the Fool card and kind of what your next journey was going to be about. This week is going to be based off of the World card from a couple of different tarot decks that I have. And it's going to be describing what is your world going to be looking like over the next 3 months, or what is coming into your world over the next 3 months. Hello and welcome to Cosmic Connections. This is a place for intuitives, dreamers, and sensitive souls to awaken and develop their own inner knowings. Here you will find love-based tarot readings, fun magic and manifestational tips, high vibrational meditations, and all things astrology. I'm looking to grow a beautiful community of like-minded and talented souls. If you feel called to do so, please like, comment, and or subscribe so we can continue to call in this soul family based on love. I'm Carissa, and welcome to Cosmic Connections. I will list all of the decks individually where the groups are listed in the description. For the first card, I have to be a little careful because there's the rules on the nudity rules on YouTube, and she is nude in this, so I kind of have to cover it. I'm going to just use this unlit tea light. So for group number 1, with the World card from the Wandering Star Tarot, you have Tree Agate for your crystal. And for that reason, about the cards having to cover the first card, that's why I put the crystals on top of the cards for this reading, because this World card is pretty visible and I don't want it to be flagged or anything. So for card number 2, also the World card from the Crystal Magic Tarot, is Pyrite. And for card number 3, also the World card from the Anime Tarot, Goldstone is your crystal. Okay, so as always, feel free to pick the crystal and or card you are drawn to, and I will leave this running for a couple minutes, so if you need some extra time, you can pick your card, and you will see me in your video. Hello, group number 1. You have the World card from the Wandering Star Tarot deck, and I can't show you it up close because I have to keep this crystal on it because she is nude underneath. She is naked underneath, but I will read you some of your keywords from the card. Reward, success, completion. So we're going to begin with just a couple of oracle cards, and I think I'm going to start with the I feel called to use the Mermaid deck. So we're just going to get a couple of cards from here to kind of get a general idea of the energy of what's going on for you and what your world is going to look like over the next 3 months. What's going to be changing, coming in, leaving, adjusting. Actually, I'm hearing all 3 of these cards, so that was pretty quick. Pretty interesting. Okay, so actually I'm seeing these backwards, so I'm going to pull them from the bottom first. We've got acceptance. Oh, and this is from the Messages of the Mermaids deck. I'll list all of these in the group's description. Contemplation. And contentment. Wow, those are really beautiful cards to have all together, especially. So we have acceptance, contemplation, and contentment. Well, all of these energies, I have to say to start, are very, very much like flow, like you can see all of how her hair and all of the fish in both of these, and her hair and the sky in this contentment picture, it's all flowing in the air and in the water within each picture. Because there's differences. Here she's sitting on the rock, so it's within the air, but these ones are underwater. And it looks like with acceptance comes contentment. And I think that it's there's very much of a flow to this. Like you're in a very much of a easy flow state. So you may be bringing in some energetic upgrades into your world over the next 3 months, but let's pull some tarot cards from your deck to see what exactly is going on for you. Okay, so this is the deck that, from the card that you chose originally in the beginning of the video, the Wandering Star. And I'm just gonna get like 4 or 5 cards to see kind of, let me actually zoom out now that we're pulling more cards. Pretty sure my son just woke up, so if there's some random child noises that come about, that's why. Now I have to say this deck, it is hard to shuffle sometimes, but I gotta say it seems more stuck. Like those first 3 cards came out real easy, so curious what this will bring for us. So angels, guides, ancestors, and light team, thank you for connecting with us here, as well as with the group number 1's light team, to bring and deliver messages of inspiration, creativity, confirmation, and wisdom for the next 3 months, what their world is going to look like over the next 3 months. Oh, okay. I'm just going to leave that up since we basically already saw that. And I'm kind of just looking for 4 to 5 cards. This one definitely. Yes, this one. And I heard one more, so we're going to, one more. Nope. Yes, okay. All right, so we've got 4 of Wands we already saw. 9 of Wands reversed. This deck does not take reversals, or it wasn't intended to be read reversed, but I always just pull them how they're laid and kind of go with it to read the energy of the whole thing after everything is pulled. The Hermit reversed, and the Mother Star reversed. Okay. And this is a additional card added to this deck, so we're going to actually probably read from the guidebook because it is not a part of the original tarot, so it's going to have a really interesting message and I don't typically draw that card a lot, so it's going to be very important. It was definitely meant for you to receive the message in that card. So I'm going to go check on my son real quick and make sure everything's good there, and I will be back. Okay, so I have to say that so far already, I feel like the energy of this reading is just very relaxed and calm. And I'm gonna go ahead and just flip these. Well, I'm going to flip this one because this one, I don't know why it would ever really need to be reversed. And this deck is not intended to be reversed, like I said. I kind of just want to sit with this 9 of Wands and Hermit reversed to just see how I feel about it, if it should stay or if it should flip or if it should be flipped later as we pull more cards. Okay, I feel like we're gonna I usually kind of like, if cards are pulled and they tend to talk about the past or something sort of quote unquote negative, I guess, I kind of put it to the left, as in that's in the past or leaving, and the more positive things that are coming into your life, I kind of like as you're reading a book from left to right. So the 9 of Wands here, the keywords are strength, support, boundaries. And when I look at the acceptance, contemplation, and contentment cards the oracle cards we originally drew from the beginning, I feel like this even relates to a reading. I think it was the last reading I did for the Fool reading, the Fool's Journey reading that I did. I feel like it relates a lot to, I don't remember which group it was, but one of the groups there, where maybe if you were drawn to that group, you're at a place of more acceptance when it comes to what I'm going to explain. I feel like there's something about yourself, whether that be a part of your personality or being, whether that be something that you're interested in achieving or doing or becoming. I feel like you might not have had the exact support that you wanted, needed, or desired at the time. And this led you to a lot of thinking a lot about it and contemplating your own self and your views and the views of others. And maybe this led you into a little bit of a hermit mode. But I think that that's a part of the contemplation. I don't think it was like a, so the key words here for the hermit are healing, solitude, and inner work. I don't feel like the hermit can be kind of, some people can be a little intimidated when it's drawn, because it can indicate like a time of being drawn in and closed off and just kind of within yourself, and kind of like how the idea of 2020 was, where we were all shut off to the world in a sense, physically, not maybe so much when it comes to communication, because we're all able to still communicate on social media. But what I'm trying to say is that I feel like yours wasn't so intense and chaotic. It was more of just inner work, where you kind of just came into your own and just sat with your own feelings and what's in your heart and what has been told to you in the 3D from other people, and just kind of come to a contentment within yourself of who you are and what you want. And when you're able to kind of like break that barrier or block, and to come to terms and be content with who you are and accept who you are, that's when things will really start to shift. And I think that you're just developing the freedom to truly be yourself and express your creativity. This will lead to strong foundations and unions with people that are meant for you. But so far, what I'm understanding is your world over the next 3 months is going to be basically like a complete understanding and acceptance of who you are and what you want and what you're going after, and not really like questioning it anymore, or doubting it or judging it even. And since you've kind of shifted into that energy, if not already, then you're definitely doing that over the next 3 months. It's going to bring you into a more of a stable energy when it comes to your inspiration and your creativity and your expression in the world. It's going to be based more on kind of like how your soul is wanting to express, rather than how maybe your ego is wanting to express, out of fear or being judged, or limiting beliefs that come into our mind, or that we're programmed with, sometimes even, usually. So now I would like to read from the tarot deck, the actual guidebook, because the Mothering Star card is a card that is not originally in tarot, so of course we need to read the intended message from the author, who is Kat Pierce, by the way. Okay, so she adds 2 additional cards to the original 78 tarot scheme that's set up. So there's the Mother Star and the Creator, and each of them have a meaning, and then each of them have like, it's either a yes or no. So if you were to be asking a yes or no question, one is yes, one is no. The Mothering Star is yes. So that even further, before we even read it, it further signifies that yes, all of this contemplation and thinking back and forth on what you really want and who you are, and believing in that and deciding to stand up for that and step into that, it is a big yes from the universe, that yes, this is what is meant for you, this is what your soul wants, and this is good, this is going to be good for you and bring a lot of good things into your life, as well as positive energy, a lot of self-acceptance. So the Mother Star we have is the yes card. The path that has led, let me make sure you can see this. The path that has led you to where you are today has been full of twists and turns. There may have been times when you doubted yourself and lost faith in your guides. Wow. That's exactly what we were talking about. The Mother Star's appearance means you are coming to a place now where you can look back and see that every setback served a purpose and every failure taught you a much needed lesson. The strength, courage, and character you've gained along the way have made you into a unique and resilient person. It's time to step up and embody your full potential. The Mother Star holds a cup and a sword. She wears a pentacle around her neck and is flanked by wands. Her journey and soul exploration connect her in a balanced way to each suit of the minor arcana. If she appears in a reading where you have a specific yes or no question, she represents a sounding yes. Her guide, the gentle three-eyed winged tiger, is also here to offer you assistance, vision, and strength as you embark on this new chapter of transformation. And then these cards, this is my favorite tarot deck. They have quotes at the bottom of each card, even the suits and everything. It's really cool. So I'm going to read that one to you as well. Live the full life of the mind, exhilarated by new ideas, intoxicated by romance of the unusual. Ernest Hemingway. So, obviously that further indicates that you're on the right path, you're doing the right things. All of this energy shift and all of this, I don't like to say the word work, but all of the love that you have put into your healing here and here, and the deep thought that you have put into what you really want and who you are and how you don't really want to compromise that anymore, and like the acceptance of that, the true acceptance in your heart of that is really going to lead you to just, to just really truly live your happiest life and to just be happy is what I hear, to just really be happy. Maybe you have been through a period of time where you weren't so happy and you're kind of just at this point just looking for happiness. And I think the next 3 months your world is going to be shifting a lot energetically within yourself and how you feel and what you believe, how you see and view yourself, which is going to shift your outside world. So I think right now the next 3 months is going to be a lot of inner shifts that are going to be setting the foundation for a lot of later down the road outward shifts in your world. So maybe the inward shifts are going to change the energy to create to remove the blocks and create the attraction for everything that you want in your life to come. So your next 3 months, your world is going to be encompassing a lot of energetic changing, shifting, growing, healing, and happiness. And that's really a really great foundation for anything you could ever want to bring into your life. Sorry, that was not clear. I was totally into just kind of channeling that message and didn't even look at the camera, but it's totally fine because the message was important. If you hear random screaming or sounds, that's my son playing. Okay, so I would like to just pull a couple more cards for kind of like to send you off on an inspirational note. So this deck doesn't have an author. It was kind of a random deck that I got in the very beginning when I started doing Oracle and stuff, and I got it at I don't know, TJ Maxx or something like that. So it's just a really off-brand, generic kind of deck, but I do really like it because it has some interesting symbolisms and meanings. There's a couple animal oracle cards in here, and just I don't know, it's a really weird deck. I don't even know if it has a name. I'd honestly I guess I could grab it. It literally is called Oracle Card Deck. Tune into the magic. There's no author. It's by L.A. Musi Design. It's a company. I don't know. I wouldn't normally use a deck like this, but I do kind of like it. So, and I felt called to use it because it has just kind of a key general message. I don't really know how to explain it. They're just they're kind of simple, and I was looking for something that's kind of inspiring. So it's a clean, simple message. So I do spread this one. I feel like this. Yes, okay. Just gonna pull one card from that deck and maybe one or two from other decks. So let's do, I keep seeing this unicorn deck, so I think we're going to do 2 cards from this one. So what, regarding what is coming into group number 1's world over the next 3 months, all of this self-acceptance and love that we already see, is there anything else that their light team would like? I'm seeing this one already, and I heard the one below it too, so I guess these 2 together. Okay. So we have Unicorn. See the elegant magic of your individuality. Wow, okay. See, that's why I like these cards, because they're random and weird. They don't like have an author, but that so fits this reading. And talking about like the mother star, this is like a magical card, and you got the unicorn, which resembles magic, showing your individual uniqueness and magic within yourself. And I do have to say, I'm noticing that my voice is a little like kind of gravelly and kind of raspy. So I'm wondering if you've had if any of this stuff from the past involves any throat chakra, not being able to speak up for yourself, or not being able to speak in a way that you would like, or communicate in the manner that you would like for whatever reason. I'm just noticing my voice is kind of bothering me. It's like something stuck, but I can't get it out. So this card is just further encouraging you to just embrace your uniqueness and be yourself. And that's the best card we could have pulled. That's why I was drawn to this deck, because this was in there for you. It's the best. And oh my gosh, we pulled from the unicorn decks. Like, after, that's weird. I didn't even think of that until just now. You got a unicorn, and I pulled from this unicorn deck. So your guides and angels and light team, I'm so sorry if you can hear my son in the background. He's a wild child. They're really, really guiding you to be yourself at this point. Just be yourself. There's nothing holding you back. There's nothing there. There's no reason. There's nothing. Maybe in the past there were things that you felt like you could be yourself. There were blocks, or there were outside influences that made you feel like you couldn't be yourself. But at this point, it's just like, do it. Just be yourself. There's nothing in the way anymore, and you know it. So this is just further confirmation that you're totally on the right path. Healer. You have powerful healing gifts. Have faith in your abilities. Stay true to your path as a healer. And I would like to pull this one before we get into that too. Strength. Wow. This challenge will make you stronger. You will get through to the other side. Look for the gifts in this situation. That's so amazing. And look how the colors of these unicorn cards go together so well. This strength and healer card is further signifying that everything that you have been through has made you stronger, and you have been such a strong soul to not only go through it, but to heal through it, to not just have it happen and then use it as an excuse to be the way you are, quote unquote, or like to just treat people in not the best way that you could, or to not be the best version of yourself you could be. You didn't use that as an excuse. You used it and turned it into, you used it as an opportunity and turned it into a strength. And I believe that if you're here in this group and you're here in this channel, you probably are a healer. I'm sure anybody that's drawn to this channel has got some sort of healing qualities within them. And I think that is what, if you aren't aware of that, that's why they want you to shine as this unicorn, as the mother star. They want you to accept who you are and shine as the unicorn, the mother star. You can help heal people like a mother, like a truly evolved and deeply unconditionally loving mother. You can heal because you've learned how to accept yourself, so you can accept others as well. That's one of the most beautiful gifts that you could give to anybody or the world at large. So my advice that is coming to me right now in this moment is to just be yourself and share who you are with the world, because the world could use somebody like you right now. So over the next 3 months, if you haven't already come to the healing and acceptance of loving yourself and really stepping into who you are and just doing the things that you love and being the person that you love without fear of judgment and being casted out, by society in a way, I guess, you are just totally coming into a place of self-acceptance and love, which is going to just exude and pour outward into the world and just completely blossom into something really beautiful and stable here with the Four of Wands. It's going to bring you into some really beautiful unions with others. So that sounds like a really, really exciting next 3 months of your world coming into your life next. Your world, the next 3 months of your world that is happening next sounds exciting and full of a lot of positive, uplifting, inspiring, and loving energy. And I'm really excited to hear about this. If you would like to share what you're doing, what's going on, feel free to subscribe and or comment. Like I say in every video, I'm looking to call in my soul family through this channel and just connect in with loving souls that are similar in heart, mind, and soul. And to just kind of create a really beautiful community of people that are loving and empathic and sensitive and dreamers and just really looking to live out their truth and their truest form of who they are, and to kind of experience their dreams in this lifetime. So if that seems like something you're interested in, feel free to, like I said, comment, or subscribe. I will be here continuing these readings, and thank you for being here and watching this one. I really appreciate it. Take care. Hello, group number 2. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be covering what your world is going to be like for the next 3 months. What will be changing, coming in, leaving, or surfacing. So I'm going to begin with just a few oracle cards to kind of just read the energy of your reading for today. I'm going to begin with the Star Codes Astro Oracle deck, and I'm going to pick about maybe 2 to 3 cards from this deck and a couple more from a different oracle, and then we will get into your tarot and see what is going on there. I already see this one, and one more I think will be. Okay, I heard yes on this one. These ones are coming up pretty fast. The oracle with group number 1 came out really fast too. And I think we're gonna do a mermaid message as well. I did this in group 1. I usually use a lot of different decks, but I feel called to use this one. And sorry if the air conditioning is loud and noisy. I'm in the process of moving, so I kind of have to just make it work, but hopefully soon things will be a little bit easier. Okay, these are coming out really fast. I already seen that one. Okay, so let's just see what we have to start. We are beginning, I don't know if I mentioned it, we are beginning with the World card. I can show you yours up close because there isn't any nudity on it. I couldn't do that with number 1. This is the Crystal Magical Tarot. So now we will flip these cards and see what the general energy of your reading is. Pluto with rebirth, which is interesting. I'm going to pull the rest of the cards before I say what I was going to say. Capricorn with achieve. That's awesome next to Pluto rebirth. And trust. Wow. Okay. So I already just want to say that I usually kind of check in with my guides, angels, ancestors, and light team and just thank them for helping me be able to tune in and tap into your energy, your light team, and properly, accurately, and fluidly communicate these messages to you. And when I was doing that, I kind of felt slightly like that's when I can kind of tap into the energy of the reading and kind of get a first impression, I guess, and I kind of felt like stressed, or I don't know if it was anxious, maybe even irritated or angry or something. So it wasn't like super bad, but it just felt like it was something lingering. So maybe that's just indicative of something you've recently gone through or you're going through now. But I do feel like from what we've pulled already, that's if not in the past, it's going to be in the very soon past, if that makes sense. You've actually got some interesting cards here. You've got the World card, which is centered around, you know, what is changing, what is coming in. It's usually a card that resembles completion and ending cycles, and I feel like this, with all of the things that are going on with the planets right now, I feel like this was the perfect kind of reading to do, to see kind of what is coming into our world, what is changing. So this is a big card as it is. To have Pluto and rebirth next to it means that I want to say that you are probably still slightly going through it, but you have gone through probably the worst, or quote unquote worst, or the hardest part of it. And I just feel from this energy that anything that I felt that was negative was from the past. If not, it is ending very soon. And this Pluto rebirth is really showing that you took the time to really dive into, you could say, your shadow, or some of the traits that were not serving you anymore, or just some things in your life that you wanted to change. Whether that be habits, external influences, internal influences, mindsets, whatever it may be. And so then I feel like having the Capricorn Achieve card next to it, Capricorn is the sign of being grounded, stable, having a strong work ethic, being, you know, sort of set in their ways, or liking a routine, to say. And typically they will achieve things because they have the drive, they have the inspiration, some people will say motivation to follow through with their plan, and they have the follow through. So I think that is what this Capricorn Achieve card is saying, is that you are going to be successful and you're going to achieve what it is that you're hoping to. And it's going to be because, not only because, but it's going to be very successful, and even more so abundant than maybe you think, because of all of this work you did here with the rebirth. And I think that this mermaid card here, I don't know if I mentioned, this is messages of the mermaids. I'll list all these decks in the description, but with trust is just your guides and angels, your light team, just letting you know that you can trust in this process. It's sometimes scary, it's sometimes hard, it's sometimes something you don't even want to do anymore, but you can trust that this process is going to get you to where you want to be, even though sometimes it might not be at the time frame that you would like, or it might not be in necessarily the way that you imagined or that you wanted it to be, but usually it ends up being better. And I do have to say that I really feel like you've worked through a lot of the things in your life that may have been blocking you or holding you back or preventing you from achieving your goals and dreams. Because when I was speaking in group 1, I had to keep clearing my throat. I was having a lot of throat chakra, just like clog. I don't know. I just kept, it was also like my voice, it was more than just that. It was like raspy, and it was, it was just weird. It wasn't like my normal kind of having like congestion. And now it's funny because the air conditioning went off. It's quiet and clear. And now I'm about to say how I don't have that going on. If anything, I feel like I'm able to speak very clearly, and I'm talking about like my voice, my throat chakra. The words are coming out fluidly, and also like the tone, there's no resistance, there's no blockages. So I feel like you've really worked through a lot of those things, and you're kind of on to like a more happy and positive chapter in your life. So I would say, to just get the general energy of your reading, you are moving into a period of rebirth, but like you which you have been doing, but you're moving into like the part where the butterfly emerges. So you've done the cocoon work, you've been the caterpillar, you've done all that, but now you're moving into the rebirth part, the fun part, where you get to fly, you get to be a butterfly, you get to show off the colors that you have developed and created for yourself. And so the universe is just asking you to trust over the next 3 months, to just trust in this process, because it's not something that it can happen fast, yes, and it can happen quote unquote overnight, but the growth, within ourselves and everything, it does take time. It takes a little bit of time. We can accelerate it if we dedicate to healing and growth, but we do have to realize that I'm not saying that you're being impatient, but to just continue to trust, just continue that faith. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit so we can pull some more cards, and we're going to pull some of your tarot cards now. Okay, so this is the Crystal Magic Tarot, and we're going to get like 4 to 6 cards depending what comes out, or what I feel, and I'm seeing 6, so we're going to do 6. This one does not like to be shuffled, it likes to be cut and pulled, so that's just what we're going to do. I don't know if I pulled 6 cards for everybody else, but I saw 6, so that's what we're going to do. And this is just going to kind of explain a little bit more of what's coming into your life. I'm going to pull these from the bottom first. We've got the Magician, which ties in perfectly with the World card, as well as everything we were talking about. That's a beautiful card to pull. Queen of Wands, wow. Okay. Let me actually just zoom this out a little bit more. Okay. Page of Cups. Jeez, these are really great cards, you guys. 9 of Coins. Oh my gosh. Group 1 had really positive, amazing cards too. I'm really excited to see the rest. We've got Queen of Coins and this. Okay. Wow. The Star. You have some really awesome cards, you guys. What in the world? So now it's interesting. I'm feeling like that energy that I felt of negative or stress, whatever it really was, is more of like an excitement, more of feeling like things are possible and ready to kind of like take on, I don't know, the world. That's funny. The world, that's what we're doing the reading on. I just want to get these cards because you have more cards than the other group, so I just want to get them all in the frame. That should be good. So, okay, we're going to start with, we've covered the top except for the Magician. So let's start with, let's see, I'm going to feel where I want to start. I want to end with the Star, and I think I want to start with the Queen of Wands over here. So I think that I feel because of all of this, we don't even really need to talk about the past, I don't think, because I think that you're just so beyond, like, not even over it, but just like, you don't care. You're just ready for the next, the new, the exciting. That's a really good energy and place to be in. And that puts you in the energy here of the Queen of Wands. Let me make this clear for you. So, to me, she looks poised. She has a protective lion in front of her, and she doesn't look like she would even flinch, honestly. I feel like you have done so much inner love with yourself, because I don't really like to use the word work. I'm really weird about the words that I use. And I just feel like you have learned to love your shadow so much that you are now in the position of being the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is a really creative energy. With this rebirth, and then the Queen of Wands being pulled close to it, and the World card, I feel like you're in a place where you could potentially create anything, and it would, with these cards we pulled, I mean, we haven't even touched in it, but you could really do anything. And here I see that you're following your intuition this time. I don't know if this is the first time around or the second time around or the third time around for your self-expression or trying to be yourself or trying to create something or trying to go after something. Whether it's the first time, whether it's the 10th time, these cards, I pulled them in front of you and you can't lie. You know, you've gone through this rebirth, you've done the healing required, the understanding, you've obtained the knowledge and the wisdom required to get in the position, to be in the position of the Queen of Wands. You follow your intuition now and you're protected. You have spirit animals all around you protecting you. And really, you have the power to create anything. The Page of Cups here is, she's literally creating right there. I like this card because it makes me feel like the wonder and imagination and creativity of children to just be able to, like, it looks like she's just like a child, like got some random paint, but she's creating something really beautiful. She's just sitting in her room, painting her walls, like doing something really magical that a child would do. So whatever you're doing is probably not average. It's probably pretty magical and pretty out there in the best way and exciting. And pages always represent like the excitement, the newness of something, the beginning, putting something into action. The Page of Cups is representative of prosperity. Like I said, you're going to be successful in whatever it is that you're trying to express, do, or be. And when I say prosperity, let's look at your next cards. You have the Nine of Coins, the Queen of Coins. This is obviously Pentacles. The Nine of Coins, look at how happy she is. She's like literally, she's at the point where if you've chose this card, whatever it is that you're waiting to grow and see the results of is going to be happening in the next 3 months. Because look how happy her face is. She's like, she looks like finally, because she's watering her plants and they're growing, and you can see at the top there's pentacles on top of them to resemble that it's very abundant, it's flourishing, it's prosperous. And she's just so happy to see that it finally, to be able to see its growth, to actually see it, not just feel it and feel its energy and tap into that, but to actually see the results. And so I feel like you're going to be seeing some major results that's going to bring you a lot of prosperity and a lot of abundance in whatever aspect of your life that it is that you're desiring that. So that could be wealth, that could be love, that could be status in career, wanting to like work your way up to a different position that excites you. That could be more connections in the world, more friendships, more people to know and to relate with. That can be a lot of different things. Whatever it is that you would view as being abundant and prosperous, whatever it is that you would be looking at like this, that you're wanting right now to see grow like that, that's what is going to happen in the next 3 months. So let's take a look at this Queen of Coins. The Queen of Coins is just, two steps up from, the Queen of Coins is just steps up from the Nine of Coins. You've already seen your results grow here in the Nine of Coins, and now you're in the Queen of Coins energy where you can hold your results. Look at, she's basking in everything that she has created and grown and brought into her life, and she's still protected. There's cats around her, protecting her, guiding her, and she's looking to her own intuition. It's bringing in so much prosperity and abundance into her life. She's at complete peace, and we can just move into the Star card now, because the Star card is the card where your hopes and dreams are fulfilled. Everything that you want in life is finally, or in the moment, at that period in your life, I guess I should say, everything that you're wanting, the biggest dreams and hopes and goals that you could want to come into your 3D and appear are happening. And I love this card for the Star card because it shows hands like an alchemist, like as if you have created it yourself, because we do create our own realities. We do create what happens for us. And these I don't know if you can see within these stars, there are like third eye symbols in there. So it's kind of showing, it's confirming with this third eye here that You are following your own intuition, and it's going to lead you to a lot of prosperity. But not only that, like, you're going to start finally seeing the results that you've been looking for. And if not, if you just are starting upon this, then it's going to bring the results that you've always hoped for. So that's what's coming for you in the next 3 months. I'm going to pull one more card of advice or magic or guidance or wisdom, whatever. I am going to pull from the Pleiadian Oracle and probably read from the guidebook, because these cards are so magical. It's worth reading from the guidebook when it comes to these. I'll give you my take on what it is as well when we pull your card, but I feel like every single time I read what the card's meaning is from the guidebook from this, is just, it's almost like a download in itself. I love this deck. It's very powerful and magical. I already see yes on this, so your cards are coming out really easily. So I mean, that just tells me that my voice is clear. Your cards are coming out easy. You've cleared a lot of energy. You've cleared a lot of blockages. You're ready to go. You're ready to really step into the next chapter of your life and see what's coming in for the next 3 months for you. Really, you're ready for it. Creativity. See, that goes perfect right here with the Page of Cups she's painting here. You're a creative person. I could feel that something was wanting to be expressed, or you wanted to be something or do something. I feel like you are a rainbow. Like, you are a beautiful, really, really beautiful and interesting and creative person. You have a very interesting perspective that is rare, and you probably have a very interesting artistic perspective as well, and let alone just personal perspective. And you have the ability to grow from nothing. You have the ability to grow from chaos in the middle of this ocean or whatever this lake is really. And you're in a place where you're finally stable and strong, because you've brought in the light. You've brought in the light and the rainbow back into your life. You've committed to tapping back into your soul's essence, really. So let me just grab the guidebook so we can read, because I really love the definitions from the guidebook of this deck. Creativity. Back in our home constellation of the Pleiades, we use the building blocks of creativity for all that we do in our communities. From housing to technology, how we engage socially amongst each other, it is creativity that keeps us spontaneous, allowing for our moment to be fresh, joyful, and alive to the infinite field of potent possibility that is the now. The freshness of creativity allows for one to stay youthful, remember their innocence, and stay centered in their radiant heart, which keeps them open to all fields of multidimensionality. It is then our sincere request that when this card arrives, it is serving as notice for you to infuse more creativity and freshness into your life. Have you been falling into patterns of stagnation, repetition, and predictability? Perhaps a situation is playing out which has a predictable reaction by yourself in thoughts and emotions. Whatever it is, we the Pleiadian guides are inviting you to open into the field of creativity to shake up your life. It is time to break free from the schedules of the mundane and do something quite off the rails today. This shift of the norm breaks down dormant patterns in the human psyche and opens your brain cells to new levels of operating. Dedicate precious time today to creativity, and you will find that timelines and possibilities never before conceived will open in your reality. You are the doorway, and creativity is the key. So then they also have like keywords, additional meanings, and those are, I like to read those as well. So break routine, heart wisdom, play, inner child, art, creativity, try something new, laugh, get silly. So honestly, that is a perfect card to send you off. If there was any advice or wisdom or knowledge that your light team was wanting you to receive, it is to just lean into your creativity. Don't, for whatever reason, I understand being afraid. I definitely do. I definitely understand that. But they're guiding you to trust and to believe in your creativity and what you can offer to this world, because it is really magical. You are the magician and the star. To get the magician, the star, and the world card in the same reading is honestly, anybody would want that. Anybody, any reading would want that. That's the most magical reading. And you have the Nine of Coins, Queen of Coins. You don't have any swords. I mean, you have the whole world ahead of you. So I would say your world for the next 3 months is going to be magical, filled with creativity, and full of possibility, full of prosperity, full of abundance. And you're at a set point to just jump off and really do whatever you could ever imagine, really, with yourself. Your biggest advice is just to stay creative. That is what your guides are really guiding you towards. Stay creative. And you have the magic and power of the magician at your fingertips, if you do so, as well as the world. So that is your reading. Group number 2, thank you for being here. Like I say in all of my readings, I am looking to call in my soul family of people that are just, similar in heart, mind, and soul. Sensitive souls, empaths, Starseeds, whatever you label yourself as, really. I'm just looking to find people that I can connect with and that we can build lasting and balanced, harmonious, and equal loving relationships with. And I'm just looking to create a beautiful community of people that can be kind and loving and supportive of each other, and to just build some friendships and some beautiful relationships. So if you feel like you'd like to be a part of that community, feel free to subscribe, like, and or comment. I do appreciate it all. I would love to hear about your journey, what's going on, and what you think of the reading, what you think is going to be coming in for you for the next 3 months, and how this can help you and how it inspires you for the next 3 months of your life. You have a lot of blessings, prosperity, and creativity coming in to your world in the next 3 months. Group number 2, good luck with everything, and thank you for being here. Hello, group number 3. You have the World card from the Anime Tarot and Goldstone. And I have to say that when I was connecting with my light team and your light team before this reading, I felt a burst of excitement and positive energy, but a little bit of calm as well. So I am curious to see what your reading is going to bring. But I do have to say the energy is a little bit more fast-paced, a little bit lighter, and a little bit more upbeat. The other groups were very positive, but this one just feels a little bit more faster. So I am curious to see where this is going to lead us. And I also want to mention, with your card and your energy feeling super like upbeat and a little bit faster, I noticed that your card is the most resembled around travel. You've got this street sign here with all of these directions you can go. She's got a suitcase. Let me actually pull this up so you can see it. You've got the street sign here, this suitcase behind her. She looks like almost like she's got like the pilot's airplane pilot goggles on and everything. Like, she literally looks like an explorer or a traveler. So and we're talking about fast movement, and planes are one of the fast moving that I know of vehicles of transportation that we have right now that we can use on a day-to-day basis. So I'm curious to see what is going to be coming into your world in the next 3 months. What's maybe potentially leaving for the better? What is popping up? Let's pull some cards and see. I've been beginning with some oracle to just get a general energy reading for this group. I think I'm going to start with the Dragon Tarot and the fairies. Yeah, let's use some decks with some magical and mystical beings with wings, since we're talking about traveling and moving fast. This is the Dragon Wisdom Tarot. I will list these all in the description so that you don't have to worry about trying to find the names of them and everything. Okay, I saw this and heard yes. And one more. What is happening for group 3 in their world the next 3 months? It's this one. Okay. And just pull them all and then we'll flip them. Now this is Oracle of the Fairies. Oh. These are flipped up. I don't feel like we are supposed to take these. I'm hearing no. That was because I was using this deck and I did not put them, I usually put them how I just did in the deck randomly, but I must have just been in a rush and put them on top. I didn't even notice that though in the first, but I did not feel we are supposed to use those, so we are going to shuffle again. If they pop up, that'll be weird. Then we know we're supposed to, I guess, but because we drew it twice, but I did not feel it and I heard no or nah for whatever reason. So I heard this one and I heard one more. So let's see. Yes. Whoa, we're getting two. Keep them both. I heard yes. Okay. Okay, we're gonna start with the dragons. Rose. And this card always makes me feel a lot of feelings of love, specifically romantic love, but I always like to keep it open to not having to be just romantic love because that is very subjective. Shadows. Okay, I'm starting to get an interesting feeling of this. All right. Precious time. The fairy of time wants you to experience every moment fully and to make the most of your precious time. Be mindful not to waste others' time either. Okay. You have a little bit more cards to begin with than the other groups. Okay, so it's so weird because I feel this was one of the cards that I said was flipped up and I said no to. And then as I said, maybe we'll pull one. I'm not sure. If we do, it'll be meant to be. And when I said that, I was like, it's probably going to happen. I could just feel it. And what I know now and feel is that the reason that I heard and kind of didn't feel the cards at first when they were flipped up is because they were flipped up from a reading that I did for myself. Last time I used these, that's what I pulled. So I didn't want to conflict my energy, with it. So I really felt like I shouldn't. So I said, if it comes back up, then it is meant to be in this reading. So it was meant to be. It's interesting. Now you really know when you pull it twice. I've had that happen so many times to me. So always trust in the purity of your heart. Look inside your heart, and within it, you will find the answer to your question. Okay. Gonna have to zoom out just a little bit. Okay. Now we have wish wisely. Use your wishes wisely to manifest your heart's desire and take practical steps towards making your dreams come true. Okay. And last is fairy spotting. It's time to go fairy spotting. It's said that seeing is believing, but in fact the opposite is true. Believing is seeing. Okay. I find it interesting that the card colors, how they're laid, are pretty. Like, these are pinks, lighter pinkish, reddish. This is like purples and blues, and this is like browns and blacks, and a little bit of like orange and yellowish. I feel like you have the rose card, which to me always makes me feel a lot of energy and feelings of romance. And I am getting that here, but it's next to the shadows, pulled from the same deck, next to the shadows card. So the rose card often talks a lot about working with the energies within our heart to heal. And we also have the purity card as well. So I'm trying to decide if it feels like you are still in this energy with the shadows card being pulled, if it feels like you're still in this energy, or if you are coming out of it, or if you've already gone through this. I think that, we do have the precious time card. The Fairy of Time wants you to experience every moment fully and to make the most of your precious time. Be mindful not to waste others' time either. Okay, I think I'm starting to feel this a little bit more and understand. So your heart is being called to pay special attention and to put a little bit more love in that area of your life, where when it comes to your own heart, your feelings, your emotions, your self-care, how you're taken care of physically, mentally, spiritually, psychologically. The ways that you speak to yourself, the ways that you speak outwardly about your life and everything in your world. I think that you're being asked to focus on this area. And I think that your guides and angels are asking you to... There's no time constraint or time pressure. There's never anything that really needs to be done at a certain time in the grand scheme of things when it comes to like life goals and path that we obtain and become and do the things that we need and want when the time is right, when we're in the right energy. But I think that your light team is just letting you know that time is precious. Sure, it is and it isn't in a way. But to just realize that it is your decision to fall into your shadows and to stay stuck in patterns and mindsets and ways of functioning that don't work for you, or to kind of lean into the purity of your heart that you know is always there, that's always lingering, always speaking to you in the back of your mind. And I think that's why this Wish Wisely card is here, because I think that you have the ability to manifest things really intensely, really powerfully. And so that's what this is all talking about, is saying like, use your intentions, use your mental power, use your mental and outward language, your wishes, your manifestational energy wisely. Don't focus it on things that are going to block you or keep you stuck or held back. Focus it on the things that you want to see, the outcomes you would like, the things you'd like to experience, the dreams you would like to live, the person you would like to be. Keep it focused on those things rather than the negative things that may appear in your 3D for now, because those are just past manifestations that have come into your reality. Though they aren't permanent, and they don't make who you are, and they don't make your reality. It's just a version of reality that will be different in a day, in 2 days, in a week, in a month. So use your use your wishes wisely, use your power, your inner thoughts, your manifestational power. Use that wisely. Don't be strayed towards the negative. And this fairy spotting card, I'm going to grab a clarifier card for, but when I pull it, I always, my go-to instinct is that you have strong intuition, strong psychic gifts. You have the ability to see beyond dimensions and realms and realities that maybe the typical person could see. You have a lot of magical gifts and powers, but I want to draw a clarifier on that, because usually when that card is pulled, the reading is talking about it being difficult in the past to express these powers and stuff. But I'm just needing an extra card to kind of pull this together from what we were talking about regarding shadows and thought processes that don't serve us, and actions and ways of being. So I think I'm going to do an angel card to clarify And then we're going to get into your tarot. This is the Angel Power Oracle. I'm seeing two. I was only going to pull one, but... Okay. This is clarifying the fairy spotting card. We have hidden treasures. Bring your creative ideas and talents to life. Present your gifts to the world. Light of hope. Hope gives us positive feelings and energy to accomplish what we desire. So I'm going to start with the light of hope, actually. So that kind of ties into I just want to think for a second. So the light of hope is further confirming that you're being asked to look to the light, like this side rather than the shadow, because these are kind of like your two options. This card that to me resembles love, and this card that resembles the darkness in your shadows. And there's nothing wrong with having a shadow. Of course we need it. We use it to survive and to care for ourselves and to grow and learn more about ourselves. But you're just being encouraged to look to the light. I think that the next 3 months of your life is going to be a lot of inner healing from patterns and just ways of being that you're realizing aren't working for you anymore, or you just want to change. You don't want to be in the energy of. And so this hidden treasure, bring your creative ideas and hidden talents to life. Present your gifts to the world. So maybe I'm not going to get too in-depth on like specifically what you may be doing, because this is a general reading. So you kind of have to take what feels like it vibrates with you and what doesn't. But maybe you are trying to do something different. Like maybe you want, because for example, a tarot channel isn't the most common type of channel on YouTube. So maybe you want to do something that is like esoteric or quote unquote out there, different, not so common, involving mystic and magic and fantasy. Or maybe you want to create a meditation channel, or maybe you want to create a fairy channel or a mermaid channel, something where you express like your interest and understandings and just make fun videos. Like it might be something simple and silly like that. It might be something more serious. I'm not really able to feel exactly what you're doing when it comes to this fairy spotting, but I just can feel that you have like a very magical and mystical energy about you. So you tap into things. You might be really into fairies. You might be into mermaids. You might be into dragons. You might be into something fantasy, mystical, something like that. And you will be tapping into that a little bit more over the next 3 months. That might even help you heal your heart a little bit more and look to the light, because it is focused on uplifting, inspiring, positive, fun, magical topics and ideas, rather than darkness and stress and anxiety and things that can drag us down from the 3D on a day-to-day basis. So maybe you will be tapping into your magical and psychic gifts, your hidden treasures, that maybe this is new to you now. Maybe this is sort of new, or maybe you've been developing it over time, but you're going to really jump into it and step into it over this next 3 months. I think that's going to bring you a lot of light into your life and a lot of love into your life. But we've been talking a lot about your oracle. Let's get into your tarot. Okay. Guides, angels, ancestors, light team, thank you for helping me to deliver these messages to group number 3. Let's pull some cards. Oh, kind of stuck there. Oh, have to shuffle it again. Regarding what is coming into their world over the next 3 months. To kind of clarify these cards, to further add to it, or add any other wisdoms that, knowledges. To add to it, clarify, or confirm anything that group number 3 is hoping to understand, know, or be. That always, shuffling on top of them always messes it up, but I like to show the shuffling and picking process on camera, because sometimes I pull the cards and I can't even really believe myself, and I'm just like, good thing I did that on camera, because I don't know if people would believe that. Okay, this one. So I'm hearing top, but then this one came out too, so both. I'm hearing, yes, both of these, but not the bottom one. Okay, this one first. And then this one, we'll do 2 or 3 more. This one's sticking out? No. Okay. Oh, yes to this one. And the bottom, yes. Okay. One more to pull. Heard no. So I guess no more. Okay. So these are already flipped, but we'll just wait. We've got King of Swords reversed. 8 of Wands reversed, 7 of Cups reversed, and the 2 of Cups reversed. Okay, so I'm starting to understand why I was feeling really fast-paced and excited, quick energy in the beginning of the reading. It's making a lot more sense now since we pulled the tarot cards. So the King of Swords being reversed is making me feel like you're being asked to not look so much to like your thought processes and your intellect and your mind, and kind of like look more to your heart when you're making your decisions over the next 3 months. Not with everything, because obviously there's some decisions that we need to use our mind for. But I think when it comes to important matters that involve the heart or involve emotion or involve your overall happiness, you're being guided to look towards your heart more than anything. Because the King of Swords is often the representative of mental clarity and like authority, being rational. And reversed is making me feel with the energy of the rest of the reading that talking about following your heart, the purity of your heart here. This card here with Rose. Rose is often resemblant of, love, heart, pink. That's all heart related. Rose is. Duh. So yes, I think that you're being asked to kind of just look to your heart more often over the next 3 months and lean into that kind of energy more, the purity of your heart, rather than the mental processes that can take over. So with the 8 of Wands reversed, what I'm feeling here is that you're also being asked to slow down, whether this be physically, if you're a very active person and you're burning yourself out, or if you're working towards a goal or an objective and you're burning yourself out in that physical manner and or mental manner, because it could be both, or if it is your thought processes and kind of being too quick to jump to conclusions or assumptions or to negativity or thought patterns that are not helping you anymore. I think you're just being asked to slow down, because the 8 of Wands is often a card of movement and growth and acceleration, but it being reversed is making me feel within this energy that you're just being asked to slow down just a little bit and kind of look to your heart more than your mind, because the mind can be quick, but the heart is going to be slower. The heart is going to make decisions based off of love, and intention, and divinely inspired intention and inspiration, not just thoughts and impulses and ego. So that is just an indicator that over the next 3 months, you're going to be looking to your heart a lot more, as well as slowing down some things for yourself so that you can get into an energy that is more aligned with your inner being, your soul, your life purpose. The 2 of Cups reversed here is also just signifying to look to your heart. It's just another confirmation card to look to your heart, because the 2 of Cups is often a card that resembles like harmony and connection, but you have it reversed, and I am taking the reversals. I usually go off of feeling, but I feel the energy of these reversals need to be the way they are, because you're being guided to look to your heart, to stay in the energy of the light, which is essentially your heart. Your heart is light. So that's just a confirmation of the King of Swords reversed, that your heart is going to probably be the most prevalent topic in your world for the next 3 months, is what I'm getting from this. And then also for the Seven of Cups being reversed, it's just an indicator for you to not let your mind like run away with itself, with all of the potential outcomes or assumptions that could be there. It's just telling you to all of these 4 tarot cards are just telling you to embrace the energy of flow and alignment, to not jump to be so quick to defend your ego, and to just kind of slow down and tap into your heart a little bit and see what it is that you need, what it is that you are wanting, so that you can bring this into fruition. I think over the next 3 months, you're really going to be working on your inner and outer energies, the energies within your heart, potentially healing, but incorporating the light from your heart into your personality a little bit more. Letting go of the patterns that aren't serving you and parts of your ego that are keeping you stuck or held back, and incorporating more of that light from your heart into your life, into your world. I think that's what she's looking at here. She's looking at into the distance, into the light. And also what I want to say is that I felt such movement and momentum when I was tapping into your energy, and it makes a lot of sense because I've been noticing that something that my guides have been trying to communicate with me recently is that I can be somebody that wants to really jump and do things and go full throttle and like not eat, not sleep, just go when I get excited about a project. But that type of action isn't necessarily quote unquote aligned with my soul and how I came here and intending to do things. So when I get in that energy, it's typically I get into the energy of like where you're dropping things, you're tripping, you're like stumbling, you're just too fast paced. Like you gotta kind of pace yourself in a way, because it feels exciting, but it's not exactly like the exact flow. I don't know if that necessarily makes sense, but I've just noticed that a couple times when I got inspired to do something and got like really worked up in like an excited way, instead of kind of just like letting it flow and being happy and excited about it, it was just like an over attention to the excitement or something. I don't know if that's completely making sense, but I'm learning that isn't really giving me the results that I'm looking for exactly. And it's kind of, it can get you in kind of like a flustered, frazzled state, because you're like moving and you're getting anxious. You're wanting things to go according to plan at a certain time. And you're like moving with the momentum and you're getting all worked up. And then, I don't know if that fully makes sense, but what I'm trying to say is I'm starting to see that when that was the energy that I was picking up on, and it feels exciting, so it can be confusing. But it is not so much of, it's almost like an anxiety of like, gotta hurry and get done or else it won't be there, or whatever, it will be gone, or I won't make it, or it'll be too late, or whatever. So I am actually in the process of trying to distinguish between pure divinely inspired, inspiration and taking action on that, and kind of like the difference between that and an anxiety inspired action of like, this is fun and exciting, but I want to get it done. And so I hope that totally makes sense. The reason I brought that up is because that's why I felt that energy come up in the beginning. I wasn't sure if it was going to be an energy of flight and action and travel and movement, but it seems to really truly be an energy of settling that angst and anxiety, excitement, we'll call it, and kind of bringing more peace and calm into your life so that you can be in a place of joy and happiness. So the next 3 months is going to be a lot of centered on loving and focusing on what your heart wants and distinguishing, noticing, and expressing what it is that your heart wants and incorporating that light from your heart into your life and keeping attention on that instead of anything else that may drag you down, keeping your vibration high. So let's pull one more card of inspiration or advice from... I'd like to do one from the Pleiadian deck that I have, Oracle deck. This deck is really nice and it's pretty inspiring. I feel like the messages that I get are... I like to use this deck a lot, but I also like to use it when I'm kind of needing like in a reading like this where I feel like we just need something else. It's not complete, and something kind of positive, something kind of inspiring to help confirm what you already know and send you off feeling uplifted. So, Light Team, please guide us towards group number 3's message that's going to help them feel some inspiration and light energy and happiness in their life. I heard bottom. Okay, so this one, yes. And I'm probably going to read from the guidebook because this deck is beautiful. The meanings of the cards, I couldn't describe them to you better than the guidebook. I will give you my interpretation, of course, but I always like to read these cards from the guidebook because they're just written. So I swear there's just reading the descriptions is like getting downloads and light codes, and in a way it feels for me. So Service. It's a really beautiful card. So already I'm feeling like sometimes having to give extra love and attention to our shadow and our heart and our healing and the things that we want to change in our life can be a lot, and it can be kind of tiring and it can just be intense, but you are doing a service for the world in healing all of this and working with your emotions and working with your heart, because the more that you can put your light and your heart out into the world through your communication with others, through your interactions, through the things that you create and do and are, the more that you are servicing this planet and this universe and your soul and whatever God or religion or belief system that it is you believe in, that is a service in just healing yourself. So don't think that this is minor, and don't think that you're not really doing anything and this is pointless, or it's only helping yourself, because it's helping the whole world at large. When you heal yourself, you heal parts of the world energetically. So let's read from the guidebook, because I know that this is going to be an interesting description. Service. As all ecosystems and species on your planet cross-pollinate amongst each other, let me focus this so you can see it. To serve the whole collective, so too do you play a direct cross-link in the field of all of that. Indeed, you, the Hues, which are the humans, are not separate entities, but a direct bridgeway to forging universal harmony. Here, in this state of no separation, rests the trait of service that naturally expresses itself through action for the benefit of all beings. The byproduct of service is that it grants one the ability to enter into a unified field of consciousness which connects you with us, the Pleiadians, and many other galactic species. Service is a gateway that takes one out of the trivial stresses of day-to-day living and transcends one into a greater way of being that brings calmness and ease to the mental state. When this card arrives, it is a strong indication that your best path at the momentum is to be of service. Attempt to stem out of the ego tendencies and open your heart to how you can bring the most love and healing to your current situation. You will find that by making a dedication to service, naturally, all tension or anxieties will dissipate. Make it your intention to activate kindness and dedicate time to what makes you come most alive. Here in the field of service, one does expand beyond what they need and becomes a self-actualized being that unifies humanity into the fifth dimension and beyond. Service is your way. And then the additional meanings or keywords are kindness, turning the cheek, serving, giving, rewards, heart openings, expansion, helping others, and charity. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. I mean, they're talking about heart openings. They're talking about healing your heart, stepping out of ego tendencies and open your heart, how you can bring love and healing to your current situation. So like we talked about, when you do heal your own heart and you heal your own traumas, you do heal the planet and the universe. And so that is just further confirmation. It's exactly what I was saying before we even read that, that you're doing a service, whether this feels like a lot, whether you feel like you're doing nothing and it's not doing anything at all for anybody, you really are. And this reading is here to just confirm that for you, so that your guides, your light team, your angels, your ancestors just want you to know that they really appreciate everything that you're doing. And I know from experience that when you're in the midst of it and you don't have confirmation, it is just like, why am I even doing this? So this is your definite confirmation that you're doing it to heal not only your own soul, not only your ancestral bloodline, not only the people around you now and the connections you have, but also the world at large. You're doing a great service for the world. It's just a huge energetic service. So you're going to just be clearing a lot of things and tapping into your heart center and your light, so that you can probably start really manifesting and what it is you want and seeing the reality that you desire. There's just sometimes we have to clear up our energy before we can do that. And so you're in a really good place. Just stay with this and stick with the light in your heart, what's coming from your heart, the light that's coming there, and your soul. And so I do want to end your reading here. I'm going to say it like I always do with the rest of the readings and groups. If you loved this reading, liked it, or thought it was interesting or got something out of it, please like, comment, and or subscribe. I am looking to just call in my soul family of like-minded people, sensitive souls, empaths, starseeds, whatever you consider yourself to be. I'm looking to just connect with my soul family and create beautiful connections and bonds with people that are similar to me and also different in ways, so that we can all just create a really beautiful, diverse community. So thank you for being here. And like I said, if you got something out of this or you want to, feel free to subscribe, like, and or comment. Thank you very much. Bye.